And now it's time to sip the coffee and spill the tea on Talking with 3D Live. Here's your host, Derrick Dixon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Talking with 3D Live. This is Derrick Dixon, your host, and I am so excited to bring you another fantastic episode. We want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our guests that come through and everything. And today, I have one of my exciting guests here with me. My sister, my friend, my business partner is here, ladies and gentlemen. No one like her. Kristin Michelle Young is here with me today on Talking with 3D Live. How you doing, Kristin?
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know what I just realized?
What's that?
Through all this time that we've been knowing each other, I have not really officially interviewed you, had you on really a show. I've had you with the groups and things like that, you called in, but never really sat down and talked to you.
Oh, Lord.
So here we go.
Here we go.
So
Love is about to come up.
I know, that's right. So here we are. I'm excited. So I got my cue cards and everything. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you.
I'm ready.
So Kristin Michelle Young, she is an actress.
I am.
You are a director.
I am.
You have done theater, television, community service,
always
teaching.
Yes.
And I just, you're always there. You do event planning.
Yes.
You handle that as well, but you're always there for people. And that's what I really, truly enjoy about you, Kristin, is that, sometimes you're like the person that it's hard for you to say no because you're going to find a way to fit it in.
That's exactly right. To a fault. That's exactly right.
You are going to say, well, let me kind of tweak and change some things around.
That's it.
And let me get back to you. And then within 30 minutes, you're like, okay, now what do you need me to do? This is my time. Yeah, this is my time frame. So this is what I need to do.
Oh gosh, yes. That's just who I am. As I said, it is to a fault, but for the most part, I wouldn't change it because I love to serve.
That's your character.
To serve. That's who I am.
Yeah.
Acts of service is my love language, so I naturally give it. But I love being able, as much as I love being on the stage, acting and performing, I enjoy being behind the stage just as much to be able to see other people shine. I love being able to just take that stress off of others to be able to say, you know what, let me figure out all this chaos back here. You go do what you need to do. You go host, you go be on stage, you go do that. I'm going to pull my hair out back here so you don't have to. And I love being in that space and being able to support people I love in that way.
Yeah. Acts of service. I like that when you say acts of service because, a lot of people aren't able to, that's not made for everybody.
It's not.
Some people, like you just said, some people are made to host, some people are made to do, but acts of service. And when you say acts of service, that involves and entails so much. So that's important to really have that gift because it is a gift.
It is. I acknowledge that.
Not everybody can do what you do and still, shine about it. If you get what I mean, it's that you don't grumble, you don't complain, you just do your job. And
because I really enjoy it. It's hard work. Event managing is a lot of work. I do a lot of fundraisers and different events and when you're doing live events, whether it's stage, whether it's any type of event or fundraiser that you're doing. It's live. You gotta keep moving. You got if there's a hiccup and there's guaranteed to be a hiccup, you got to find a way to keep it moving. So I love being able to think on my feet and just figure it out in that moment. And we're sweating, we're huffing and puffing, we're lifting stuff, and I don't mind doing that grunt work, especially when it's somebody I care about. But even for other clients, it's what I do, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do that as much as the opportunity to be on stage and knowing the work that goes on. I think to a certain degree that that supports me as an actor, and just being able to know all sides and knowing that when I'm on stage, there's other people backstage who are doing the huffing and puffing, and I don't take them for granted, and I try to be mindful of showing them respect and showing them the acknowledgement and praise because I know it's a lot. Because I live back there too.
Yeah.
So yes,
that's important. I'm just gonna let y'all know now. because again, like Kristin is saying, that there's so many different moving parts to what goes on. You know, here on Talking with 3D, there's so many different parts that goes on, and a lot of people think, oh, it's just a little podcast. No, what we are developing is a talk show, and I want people to know that we work hard of what we're doing. We're not just trying to throw something together. We want to provide people with information so therefore they can learn. Today's episode of Talking with 3D Live has been sponsored by IRoseFilms. IRoseFilms can be found at www.IRoseFilms.com. They specialize in traditional photo booths, 360 photo booths. They also capture special events as far as weddings, birthdays, anything that you want to have as your memory. They are there for that special day. So please look up www.IRoseFilms.com. You can also follow them on IG and Facebook, IRoseFilms.com. And be able to share that with other people. That's, I think, what I love to do too, is share and give people an opportunity to shine and tell people, out there that who do not know all what you do, because they see one side of it.
Yes.
And they don't see all sides.
Yes.
Acting, you're an actress.
I am.
Fantastic actress.
Thank you.
I've watched you in so many things. And what I love about you and I and our relationship is that I have worked with you as actors together. I have worked with you as you have been my director. I have been your director. So we have did so many things together, and still the love and the respect. And there's times that you call me up and be like, listen here.
Part of a healthy relationship.
But that's a healthy relationship that I love, because a lot of people, when we have conversations, no, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. But when someone tells you, this is what I saw, I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons we work well together. I mean, you never have any issue saying how you're feeling.
Not at all.
Not ever. Not ever.
So, for those who think,
sometimes respectfully, sometimes not.
Right. I've had people walk away crying and everything, and I'm like, when you wipe your tears, come on back. And then, so we can keep going.
Yes. But it's, I always appreciate that, and I think most of my best friends and people that I work with the longest are people who have that strong personality, who are the tell it like it is kind of people. Because I'm only that person when you've completely pissed me off and I don't care anymore. Yeah. But for the most part, I kind of tiptoe. I'm mindful of people's feelings, but I love being able to have honest conversations with people and just be able to say, okay, this is how you felt. This is how I saw it. We work it out and we move on. Right. People who get stuck in, well, you said back in 2016, well, love, I did. Right. And I apologize for that in 2016.
Right. Let's move forward.
Let's move on up to 2024. Okay?
Yeah. Here we are.
But yeah, so I think that's one of the things that one of the reasons why we work well together.
Yeah, we do. We work really good together, and I appreciate that. Your love and your passion for acting. Where did that start? Where did that come from? Because I always think everybody has this story of, they were watching something one day, or they saw something one day, and you knew, this is what I want to do.
So I don't have that story. Okay. My story was, I started acting. I mean, of course you did the school plays and that kind of thing. But when I got to middle school, I was raised, my sisters and I, my parents raised us to, be well-rounded. So we had to take music lessons and we had to dance and we had to do different things. We played sports. So my parents kept us well-rounded. So by the time I got to middle school, I was kind of over dance at that time, and I was looking for something else to do. And at that time, my sister and I were at the Baltimore School for the Arts for their after-school program, Twigs. So I was like, not really feeling the dance anymore. Let me see what acting is about. So I was accepted into their after-school program, and I really enjoyed it. And it was just kind of a hobby at that time. And then by the time I was graduating 8th grade, I auditioned for high school and got into the high school. So I continued. But for me, it was just kind of a hobby. It was something fun to do. And going through those 4 years of high school, it's very interesting because I fell in love with my ensemble. So the way they do it, you're with the same acting group from 9th through 12th grade.
Okay.
So so your academic classes, you're mixed with other, other students, what have you, from music and visual arts, what have you. But when it comes to your theater class, our theater ensemble, it was the same exact group all 4 years, and we developed such a love for each other that we still get together a couple times a year. We're literally living all over the country. We're actually working on a film project right now together. Okay. So I fell in love with them. So I was kind of turned off, honestly, from acting because of how rigorous the program was. Okay. And so by the time I graduated high school, I wasn't auditioning. I said, I'm over this. Y'all let me out. Yeah. But I still had an interest. So I transitioned over to television production. And that's where I got my bachelor's degree in television production. So at that time I said, I want to be a news reporter. Right. So I was in there taking news classes. I was learning all the behind the scenes stuff. Okay. So camera
and I didn't know that about you.
Yes. I was editing. I thought I wanted to be an editor at one time. Hated it. It's so monotonous. The time, the patience that editing takes. Hats off to all of y'all who are editors. I just didn't. I do it. I dabble, but I couldn't see myself doing a whole film. Yeah. So that was, I learned the behind the scenes and then just kind of transitioned by the time I finished college, started a family. And that is kind of what led me back to acting. Having young children, I was like, I need to find me again. Yeah. This is, Yeah. And that's what led me back to acting, and I'm here to stay. Yeah.
And again, because you could tell that you love acting.
I do.
You love it.
I do. I love entertaining. I love, just being able to put that smile on people's faces, be able to, have conversations with people about the connection that they felt to the story, or, any performance that you do creates a conversation. Right. And I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Then you got yourself into directing.
I did.
Yeah. So how did you, you directed a story, The Man Monster.
I did.
Was that your first directing debut?
Yes.
How did you get into that directing, because I know that you were in the stage play.
I was an actor in the play.
You was an actor in the play, and then you became the director of the play. So to switch those hats and to, learn as far as that difference between the acting and the director, because it's two different roles.
It's two different roles.
Yeah, it's major.
It is, and I fell into that. That was not something I signed up for willingly. So at the time, as you said, I was in the production, and I did that a couple times. And the writer and director at the time, and producer T. Renee Garner, she said, listen, I want to do it again. However, I want to grow this. I have some other things. I have a vision for this, and I need some additional support. And it was more or less, listen, I want to do this, but I need to focus more on these other things. So I'm looking for somebody to take this on. And I was like, okay, let me help you find somebody.
Oh, right. It wasn't going to be me.
I said, I'm going to stay in my role. Yeah. And I said, I'm happy to come back in my role. Let's see if we can find somebody. And she was like, I think you can do it. I said, is that right? She was like, the story, Right. So she convinced me to take on that role as director. And it was, it was interesting. It was, a shift. One, and I know that you know this experience, because it was her story and her baby. Yes. I was, just trying to figure out that development in our relationship where she was still there as the writer, the visionary, the producer. And again, because it was a personal tie with her. Right. Her personal story.
Her personal life.
Right. So wanting to respect the truth in the story, but also, make the shifts for the entertainment purposes only. Right. And just finding that fine line. So that was definitely interesting, but we were able to do that twice working together. It was a great experience. Yeah. Definitely a great experience.
Directing it's a different experience, but like you were saying, directing someone's story is very different.
Yes.
Because you do have to see their vision. Yes, we have our style, And you could kind of bring in a little bit of your style into it, but you still have to realize that this is their story.
Right.
So you're not telling your story. And so that that's a tough one.
It is.
When you're directing somebody else's vision, someone else's story, somebody else's writing. Because it has to still come out and still be believable. And not people see, oh, Kristin directed that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people will see your work in it, which is great. It's wonderful because then they realize that, oh, okay, I could see whose hands was on this one.
Yeah.
You know, that's homage to you.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. So I think that's it's a tough thing. So
it is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, and you see it even with these larger film productions where they do, life stories of King Richard and almost all these celebrities, they have someone else, sometimes writing and normally directing the film, but they're always getting the family input.
Yeah.
Some family members are on board. Then you always got that one.
Right.
That one who wasn't involved in no part of the process, but got all this to say when the project is finished. It was like...
come in and be like, okay, got all these ideas and suggestions.
Right. But were you part of the process?
Right.
I'm sure you got the email that we were doing this.
Right. Right. Where was you?
Where was you on the family meeting?
Where was you?
Where were you? Where was you?
We talking to you.
But I think, either way, I think it's just different. But it's, bottom line is storytelling. It's all storytelling, regardless of whether you wrote it from a dream, whether you wrote it from a fantasy, whether you wrote it from real life. Just being able to just do it well.
Let me ask you this. How did it help you grow? Not just as an actor, as a person, directing, because you've already, to me, you've mastered, and we all can learn and grow from acting.
Sure.
But as far as directing, what did that do to you as far as acting and as a person?
How did directing help me? I feel like, I think one of the biggest things was just understanding. I mean, from an actor's perspective, you always want to be in tune with your cast and what have you. But when you have to be in charge of the cast, it's just a different perspective with making sure, wanting to, as an actor, I have to make sure I am exploring my character.
Yeah.
Whereas as a director, I have to make sure I'm exploring everyone's character, and everyone is exploring their own characters.
Yeah.
So it's just a different point of view and understanding. And honestly, just in life, as a parent and, in certain relationships and certain, organizations and committees that you may be a part of, just understanding different people's perspectives in a different way and being more mindful of how other people may be thinking or how other people may perceive things.
Yeah.
And then just how it all flows together and what makes sense. And then even from that side, dabbling even in producing and what have you, having more of those behind the scenes conversations to make sure you stay in budget. And,
Right.
When you're the actors, it's like, well, listen, what I got to wear, I learn your lines.
Wait for, action. That's what you're waiting on. Directly, so many more moving parts.
So many more moving parts.
Yeah.
And still, and just knowing that, your name is on it. It's not, your name is not just on this character. Your name is on everything. So if however people walk out of the room, they're looking at this program like, who directed this?
Right. And everybody's coming to you for everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming to you. And, if I was asking myself that, what I learned is to learn how to have compassion, not just with the actors and everything, with myself.
Okay.
That's what I learned, is that, because we beat ourselves up.
For sure.
And then I had to realize for myself, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay that maybe you wasn't in your best director mode today. Because life is lifing. Things happen.
It happens.
So, I had to learn how to say, okay, I got to have compassion with me too. I got to have them talks with me too.
That's it.
So
that's it, for sure.
That's one thing and that's what I wanted to hear, from you. How do you think when you're in those type of roles and things like that, because it's different. And I know that you want to educate other people also as far as being an actor or wanted to be a director and produce and everything. So you and your partner Walter Parker
Yes.
have started up Parker Acting Up.
Yes.
Parker Acting Up, and I've taken 2 of the acting classes. I think that they are wonderful. I've gone in, and just the whole energy and the whole vibe is different, and I think it's so much needing. So tell everybody about Parker Acting Up.
Yes. So Parker Acting Up is the brainchild of Walter Parker Jr. And he is an actor that we've worked together with multiple times. And we were having a conversation, and he was just like, I really want to start some acting classes. And he was like, I would love it if you could help me with this. So we started, just kind of having some meetings and stuff and brainstorming what this is going to look like. And what we came up with was we don't really see too much for that brand new actor who just says, you know what, I've kind of always wanted to do this. I don't know where to start. I see all this stuff. It's overwhelming, casting calls and headshots. And what am I supposed to do? How do I get started in this? So we decided to start Parker Acting Up and create it so that we elevate your acting career with purposeful connections and really cater it to the brand new actors. So those who, are in that space where it's like, you know what, I'm not sure what I want to do with my life, whether you're retired or whether you're just kind of in a shift where it's like, maybe this might be a hobby, maybe this might be a career, let me figure this out. But giving you support along the way to say, this is how you get started, and we're here to support you along your journey as you build and grow. So we have our next acting course. We do 6-week courses. The next one begins September 9th.
Okay.
And we hold classes in person in Canton, Baltimore. And then we have an event that we're really excited about, our Elevate Networking Experience. So that is happening September 28th. It's free to the public. But again, we're looking for those people who just said, you know what, I kind of want to see what acting is all about. We have some amazing actors. We have casting directors, voiceover actors. They're all coming in to have a panel discussion and lead some small group conversations for actors, just to answer questions and just be able to talk one-on-one or two-on-two with some people in the business, so you can say, this is how you get started, this is what's next for you, and just kind of tap into that inspiration. So we're really excited.
So do you have to sign up, like if you want to be on the panel? How do people, are they already pre-selected?
So the panel is pre-selected.
Because I didn't get my email yet, so I'm just waiting for my email.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Yes. Check your spam.
Yeah.
Check your spam.
I gotta pay to come to the class, but okay.
Yeah, check your spam. But registration is open. So I would say go to universe.com/Parker Acting Up. So that's ParkerActinUp. So there's no G for acting. Universe.com, Parker Acting Up. You'll see all of our upcoming events for registration. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we want to just create opportunities. We love to do like theater games and just stuff to kind of get the energy up, but more importantly, build those purposeful connections so you can find other people who are like you where you are, other people who are brand new. Because I know it's uncomfortable sometimes. You go to these classes and you have all these experienced actors, and it's like, well, no, I don't have a resume. I haven't really done anything.
Or headshots.
Right.
And what's so funny is a lot of people are like, well, what's a headshot? And they'll bring you a Polaroid, and you're like, oh, no, this ain't. But they don't know.
They don't know.
And it's honest, and it's fair.
Or it's a selfie that looks like a selfie, and and we even talk about how to do this on a budget. Sometimes, because it can get expensive.
Yeah.
So how can you do this when you're truly just starting off? You may not have the funds to do $500 headshots.
Yeah.
But you can still get started. So we talk about how to do that as well. Monologues, how to audition, how to prepare for your audition, all of that. So I'm really excited about it. Yes.
I'm excited because of the fact that, again, you are out there reaching the people. You're doing, your service of kindness to people that make sure that they get a start.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't want to share that. Share that with people. We especially when you get into the entertainment business, it's all about me. But again, how do we grow and not allowing the next generation to grow. So I think it's very important. So
It is.
kudos to you, excuse me, you and Walter,
Yes.
that are, doing the Parker Acting Up.
Yes.
I think that's important. So please make sure that everybody. So look, you're my second episode. I'm talking with three. How do you like the set?
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank
yes,
you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
for
so
you.
we got a game. We're gonna play a game
Gotta play a
before we
game.
leave out and everything.
Okay.
And why get it all set up? You got to tell everybody how they can find you.
Okay, so social media, my full name, Kristin, Kristin, Michelle with 2 L's, Young, Young. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is Karaoke Kristin.
Yeah, she's in her car.
Sticking my heart out.
That's
yes,
right.
That's right.
Yes.
So yeah, most social media, you can find me full name, Kristin Michelle Young.
And then Parker Acting Up.
My website is KristinMichelleYoung.com. Parker Acting Up. Again, if you go to universe.com/Parker Acting Up, you'll see our events, but then you'll also be able to link to our website and follow us on Instagram at Parker Acting Up. Remember, acting has no G. Parker Acting Up on Instagram.
All right, let's get to it. So
Okay.
we're doing 5-second rule. So you got to get your 3 cards. These are your 3 cards.
Okay.
And you're looking at the cards on the red side.
All right.
Because I can see the ones on the yellow side.
Okay.
All right, and then we got 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
And then I'm going to give you, you got to name 3 of the things that I say in 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay?
You're going first.
No, you going first.
Oh,
I'm going to read my card. Yeah, I mean,
You're reading first.
yes, and you got to spit it out
All
first.
right. Okay.
All right, are you ready?
3 things.
Name 3 things. Ready?
Go.
Name 3 Tyler Perry movies. Go.
Why did I get married? Divorce and
Damn.
Medea.
There, 1, 2, and 3.
Medea goes to jail. Medea had a cookout. Medea in a funeral.
Okay, ready? Next one.
Okay.
Ready? Items found at a buffet.
Eggs, bacon, sausage, chicken, forks, knives.
Eggs?
At a buffet?
What buffet? Oh, okay. I'm thinking of like when you go to Golden Corral.
Eggs.
They got eggs here?
What buffet don't have eggs?
Oh, okay.
Omelet stations. They got
eggs.
the powder
Okay.
scrambled eggs and
All right.
everything.
Eggs. We got eggs. Okay, you got that
Well,
one.
I gave you like 16 things.
Yeah. All right, last one. Okay, guess you don't want at a wedding.
Exes, mother-in-law, baby daddies.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, my turn.
You gotta flip it over.
Woo! Lord, that's pressure.
Yeah.
That's pressure. All right. Oh, you got easy ones. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Items kept in a safe deposit box.
Your birth certificate, your cash, your ring.
Oh, you slid that ring in there real late. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. All right. Words that rhyme with Gus.
Bus, must, fuss, lust. That was easy. But I'm the guest too.
He did not look at these before we started. Okay. All right. Characters from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh Lord. Hillary, Will, and
Too late. No.
it was Hillary, Will, and Carlton.
Okay.
I couldn't think of nobody
Oh,
else.
Phil.
Oh yeah.
Ashley.
I couldn't think of nobody else.
I
That
think
is-
it's so
that's a lot of
crazy. These
pressure.
games, it's like you go blank.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning in to Talking with 3D Live right here. You can also tune in every Tuesday and watch me or listen to me on Talking with 3D on Power 4.4. It's every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check me out there. So thank you, Kristin, so much.
Oh my
for
gosh,
coming
thank
on.
you.
I appreciate you. My second episode.
Yes.
And I'm just excited because I want people to, really enjoy something new, something fresh and everything. We're not just throwing out podcasts. We are actually putting on a talk show And, you know, for you to be a part of that, I had Lady T last week, and I said, it's going to be fun for everybody to come back. We're going to have to do like a reunion show when it hits our 100 episodes, and everybody come back and we get together and everything.
Yes.
Again.
Well, how about we have a reunion at the, what are we doing? Our fashion shows? Stomp the Runway for Autism. Yeah, shameless plug in October.
Yes.
So look out for that.
Yes.
We can all reunion there.
Yes, we can. So that's in October. And Kristin is also, she is one of the directors with the 3D Foundation. So again, thank you. She's the vice president of the 3D Foundation that works a lot with children on the autism spectrum and families that have children on the autism spectrum. So thank you again for that. For again, your service of kindness.
Listen. It's what I do.
Yeah.
It's what I do.
Yes. So check us out, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be a guest on Talking with 3D, all you have to do is email me at talkingwith3d@gmail.com. Talkingwith3d@gmail.com. You can also visit my website, www.talkingwith3d.org.